Come on, everybody. Have we been streaming a while, just like talking and should we? Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Where are you at? Where are you at? Hi. Come on. This is the Let's Get Visible. Visible. Let me see your faces now. Come on. Come on. Oh, like come into the room with your energy. Come into the room like people with a passion. Yeah,
Okay, guess
you
where
can
I
do
am?
it. Wait. First, let's see it. Let's see it. I want to tell you something. I heard someone say if it I love the energy. Let's mute for a minute. Just show it on your face. Show it on your body. Let's get visible. Come on. There's 22 people in the room and I see like what, 10? There we go, Savita. There we go. Okay, I'm going to paraphrase what I heard this weekend and see if it works with you guys as well. It was somebody said something like, if I were going to give you $10 million right now, but you wouldn't be able to wake up tomorrow, would you take it? No, you wouldn't take it. So why aren't we acting like we're worth $10 million today when we woke up? It was something like that. I don't think I landed it as well, but like the point of it was life is valuable. And sometimes we forget that because we take it for granted. But when you start thinking about what would you trade, we wouldn't trade, right? Like we're here. Okay, so let's hear some of your wins before we get going with today. And I want to see more of your faces. I know there are 23 people in here. There we go, Abigail. There's our VIP. There we go. All right. And I know we're going to get Cynthia in a breakout room, right? Cynthia, have we gotten you set up as a founder yet? She's working on becoming the first founder since we only allow crypto. So the first founder with crypto only as the access point. So she's working on.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're gonna get. I
Yes,
know.
I'm so excited. I'm still working on it, so it's going through, but I'm so excited, super excited about it.
Oh, good. Did you watch the video and it's working? It's happening. Okay, so we'll get
No,
you in a
not yet,
breakout
not
room.
yet, yeah.
We'll get you in a breakout room. Okay. All right, let's hear a couple of wins or ahas from what the weekend, what this whole experience has started to culminate and bring into your world. I'll tell you when my voice is so loud that my daughter, who is at home, just shut the door on me. And where's the Cross family? Where are your faces? I see you
We
here
are
in the
mobile
building.
today. Give us a couple minutes and then we will be.
Okay. All right, you got it. All right, let's hear a win, Michelle, so we can dive in. We've got like 6 minutes and then we go to game time. Yes.
Well, a win for me was I start this morning. I got up for the first time in a while and actually start working on landing pages and really got into my mode. And I have a tentative mompreneur landing page for Thursday, ready to go with the next 6 dates for the next 3 months, and ready to rock this and come here and set the vibe up with all of you and really putting the momentum in place. And I think it's all the momentum that we're creating together, the impact. And I have to give a shout out to Laura because she spent time with my mom and I last week, and she just gave some kudos to my mom that I think she needs to hear and just put us in the space to be able to do it for each other, which I don't know if I would have done by myself. So I really just wanted to give her a shout out because I saw her right here. I just wanted to give you a big heart and
And
say
you
that was
guys
a big
didn't know
shoulder.
each other before the DIVA Network, did you?
No. I
See,
just
look at
she
that community,
Yep.
mom and daughter connection. And what's powerful about that is Michelle is a woman who stands for moms. So look at that gift. Like that is really gorgeous and glorious. And let's also remember that Alora was someone saying, I'm an artist. I don't know if anyone sees me. And everybody has seen her in that moment of vulnerability. And lots of people have gotten to experience her work. And that just really moves me. Like I love the business goals because they drive the ability to put our kids in the schools that we want, to have more time with our families, to set up. But we do those things for the more meaningful, who are the people that we love? How do we get more time with them? How do we live more impactful lives? And That is just freaking glorious. I love that. I love that. Okay.
And since you put me on here, I have one more shout out to Abigail.
Mhm.
Abigail has putting the vision. We actually had Melanie and Abigail, and we were all in our meeting just came from, and she was putting the vision in front of us. Thanks. I think putting that picture in front of us and really having that as everything that we're doing here, and really thinking about what is that future look like for us and feeling that. And so I want to shout out to her as well.
Let's go,
All of that is what's going on in this room right here is us giving us that momentum to have those visions. So thank you, Laura.
I love it.
Laura, Abigail, and Adora. I was like Laura and Adora. I was like
Triple A. We got for move over Triple A.
Triple A today. Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
I'll be quiet now. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Inez, welcome. Okay, another win. Let's take one more win before we set this up. I love all the pink banners. Yes, Alora, and the blue. Yes, Alora.
Well, I'm just going to say that Kim and Ed and I are in communication, and we're in communication partly about how people they're working with in businesses can use tax write-offs to nonprofits, because I've got the nonprofits, like the Water Unity Network is a big thing. I want Wind Dancing Women for Water Protection is a vision that I've got, and a way for women to thrive as the goddess alive. And it would be fabulous to be funded in creating it instead of trying to, just do it from nothing. So they're saying to me, and I'm saying to all of you, they give people who have businesses ways to save money that you don't think about yet. So if any of you are out there in that process going into April 15th, talk to them, and maybe you can divert some of your tax money to a nonprofit water protection. So that would be a fun loop in our community. And then just on another level, I'm back in Tennessee, and yesterday I went to Ecstatic Dance. And as I'm walking in, the cars are going by, and they're going, "Oh, Laura, oh, Laura." I felt like I was on a red carpet. I'd been gone for a month, and they were so happy to have me back. And my challenge is I'm seen all the time. I mean, people say, "I want to grow up into you." It's marketing me that is.
Oh, we're about to get into that, baby. So
Okay.
you're good. We're on the wins. All
Okay.
right. We're gonna fill the gap. That's what this week is about. But we're celebrating you, and you've come so far already since we started and being seen in the community and starting to do sessions. And thank you for the shout out. Okay, last one. Well, last two. All right, last two. So let's make it quick, and then we're gonna dive in. Okay, Justine.
I'm just going to celebrate ironic synchronicities, as I keep saying, the things that are happening in the room and outside of the room. On Saturday, I was at beach volleyball. We got together again, and there was a new person there, and we started talking at the end. And it turns out he used to write for comedy. He's working with this guy that I've been trying to connect you with, Craig Shoemaker, who I'm doing this Laugh Works, that bringing laughter and mindfulness into corporate. And turns out he is now writing for Tony Robbins, this guy.
Awesome.
And it's just very interesting, like the mindfulness space. I just think we're on the pulse of something much bigger than we even realize. So I just wanted to say that. So I'm just
Come on, wait a minute. Let me just hold up. And let me say that I freaking love Tony Robbins. He's part of my origin story. And the room is very small in these circles, right? It's very small. And it's very big, and you all are the founders. You're at the precipice, and it doesn't surprise me that that's who you're hanging out with, Justine, or that that's who you're bringing to our community. So let's just celebrate that. Yes, Cynthia.
Yeah, so real quick, I'm sorry. I know this is more like a personal win. I've been doing coaching for now about 10 years or so, and I finally had the guts to actually open here in Miami, and I had my first seminar on Thursday, which I brought a big community, and you have no idea. Everybody was so excited and so thankful. Actually, one of the girls yesterday did her breakthrough, which was getting noticed and actually talking her story, sharing her story and letting people know where she comes from. And she did it in one of the Denny's Moreau conference. And she was just beyond like excited, and she was able to impact other women just like us. So I was very happy to hear that feedback from her. And it's just a win for me. So thank you, ladies, for listening. And another one is actually joining this today. So I'm very excited, very, very excited to meet all of you ladies and to get to know you, all of you ladies, and see you more in big, big events as well. So thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. We have a lot of men that support the women as well. So, men, it's okay. You get it, right? Cynthia, we are very excited. So you guys know we took away the US dollar and we're crypto only, and we're about to open Africa. And Cynthia is about to be the first founder joining, since we only allow you to join through crypto. So she'll be going into a room soon with who? Jennifer, who is she going in the room with before?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm sending a text message right now. Cynthia, if you click on the breakout room button at the bottom, Jimmy is there waiting for you.
VIP. So she's got it. And now, okay, so proximity is power. You all know that. And I met Sean Osborne when we both won an affiliate competition with Russell Brunson, and we were promoting Secrets of Success and the Napoleon Hill deep dive. And so as we started listening to Sean and his story, not only does he have an incredible gritty story that maybe we'll get some of this week, but we kept going, how did you do one email and beat out everybody? Like, how do you keep beating out Les Brown and all these different people and filling physical rooms and virtual rooms? And he was like, oh, I built an email list on Facebook. And we're like, okay, how'd you do? I was like, yeah, like $5 a day. And we're going, what? And he's like, yeah, and I don't email my list nonstop. And so we all just kept asking him, how are you doing that? And so he was generous enough to put together the exact how after teaching it to several of our groups and masterminds. And we've all been very excited. How many of you know John Maxwell? Anybody heard of John Maxwell? So he just did a program with John Maxwell about this and sent it to all his coaches because it's that valuable. And so for the next week, and I know we haven't brought a lot of speakers day after day, he's going to be with us, helping us to really understand how to do this. Some of the principles will help you, even if you don't want to build an email list. However, for those of you who do want to, I'm getting a notice, Jennifer. I can keep the breakout rooms open, right?
I already took care of it.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
open.
Okay. So, and I was about to jack up her flow. They don't want me touching the tech buttons. No. So anyway, those of you who want to build an email list by the end of this week, you'll know how to do it. And some of you will have already started on $5 a day, a very engaged email list that I want to tell you, when Sean did his first offer to his list, it was a 6-figure launch. And so it's worth listening to. I want you to hear and take it in, because as platforms change, email is still the #1 place that one, you own, and that Facebook can't take away from you, Instagram can't take away from you. If you lose your phone, most of us can get our contacts back, but you want a place where you can communicate to the people who see you, love you, and want to know more about what you have going on. So we're always going to bring you our friends and the top people that we're working with. And right now we have someone that is working with all the best because he has a great email list and he gets behind them and shares, and he's going to kind of pull back the curtains for us so that we can all do the same. So are you excited about that? Are you bored about that? Are you, Inez, I know it's your first time here. You're kind of like, is that I'm half, Inez, or is it I'm excited? Kind of half. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being with us. All right, let's go, Sean. Let's go ahead and pin Sean and pin me for a moment, or spotlight. At least my shirt matches our background today. Okay. Hi, Sean.
Hello, how are you?
Great. I saw you getting crazy in Vegas at Funnel Hacking Live.
And it was quite an event. So someone was just speaking. So this was just Saturday. Spent half the day right there with
We can't see you well.
that's
We can't see well.
must not be, but that's Tony Robbins right there. I was up close and personal with Tony for for quite a while. So he was right there. So it was a great event. Got to be with so many different people, got to meet. The biggest thing is not just going to the event. The biggest thing for me is going to the event and knowing most of the people and being able to work directly with them, even at the event, talking with Russell, going backstage, working with all the different speakers. And it's like, it's such a great thing to get in the room. That's the biggest thing, is get in the room and the magic just wears off on you. It brushes right onto you. So it was a wonderful time, wonderful event. And I can tell you that my access to that event was strictly because of my email list. It's, so one of the things that I want you guys to understand is an email list is not just it's not a transactional thing. An email list is a community. And so I decided to build my community via email for various reasons. We'll go through that during the week. But what I didn't expect from an email list is to get so much authority in my niche, so much authority in my network. Again, Dora, we met, as you said, because of an event from Russell Brunson and what he does, the Secrets of Success, which is a great thing, goes into Napoleon Hill. And so again, all of that came from just growing my list. And more importantly is keeping them engaged, making it a community, and making it something to where people can, you really get the feeling, you have the feel of a community, but it's via email. I think
Justine, actually, I brought Sean to you. Met him through David Fagan, but you met him through me because I brought him to David. Okay, I just wanted to take all the credit for that in this moment. It feels really good. Give me my moment. Okay, we're over it. Let's go, Sean.
And so yeah, so this week, what I really wanted to do is take you through, I think we're gonna be together 5 days. I really wanted to take you through, really why an email list is so powerful, and some of the things that you can get from it. Not just sales, not just authority, not just getting on stages. So you get all of these things when you start building that community and you start building that authority for yourself. You're basically building your own platform. And I really want this to be an interactive, so people that have questions, people that have, bring it up in the chat, because, that's what I'm here for. I don't want this to be just a step-by-step course, do A, B, and C. I want to actually get into it. I want you guys to understand why I do some of the things. Sometimes I think really crazy thoughts, but there's a reason why I do some of my insanity stuff. But really understand why I do things, how I do things, questions. My goal really is to, and I think we'll get in this, is for you to be able to start your list, why. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want you all to raise your hand whenever you have a question. Raise the emoji hand so that it can be interactive. One thing that I want to ground in before we start, though, because sometimes when we get technical, especially if you're not a technical person or you think this isn't, for me, I want to ground in a few other things. One is that even with a small email list, there have been times in my life where I was on vacation and earned an extra $8,000 promoting somebody else's program that I really believed in and really cared about. I was on a cruise and I put those emails out. So one, it opens up income opportunities, and the only people who purchase, those people still thank me for what they purchased and what they got out of that purchase. So I'm not saying just use your email just for that, but it is an income stream. It is also, this is our promise to always take you with us I haven't heard of a better path than Sean Osborne. Most people that are telling you about ads and building an email list are going to tell you to spend 1,000 to 10,000 a month. And he is consistently only spent $5 a day, unless he chooses to ramp it up. We can ask more about that. But the other thing I want to ground in is beyond technical. None of this matters if you don't know, like, again, what impact are you looking to make, right? We're doing this because we all have an impact. We have someone that we're wanting to serve. We're having a community that we're standing for. And so, Sean, I'd love for you to just first start, just give us like a 3-minute story of your background, as gritty as you want to get, to like what you're standing for in the self-development space, so that people can get an idea of, like, he didn't come onto the scene just to teach everybody email. That happened because we were like, tell us how you're doing this. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, well, yeah, what I'm teaching today and what I'm doing right now is not what I do. You know, I never intended to go and teach people how to do email lists and do some of these tactical things that we're going to talk about. But yeah, as Adora knows, by the time I was 15, I was already living on the streets. I was on my own. And back then, it's like, one of the things that I did not have is a community. And one of the things I think, and I really adore, you know, I've been thinking about this. I think that's part of what drives me to do like my list the way I do it, is because when you're, I can just tell you this, when you're homeless and 15, you can't really support yourself. You can't do much. It sucks and it's hard, and you don't have a community. You don't have those people around you. So part of what I do is because of that. So, you know, what I teach is, so once again, I was homeless on my own, had my son when I was, she was pregnant at 16, at 17. So if you think about it, ninth grade dropout, really no future from what people could see. So sorry about that, but
No. And look, we're a heart-centered people here. And I think that one of the first times you ever shared that was when we met at Funnel, or at that mastermind, that no one in your family really even knew that you had been through that. And again, through proximity and realizing, like, we all go through gritty things. And sometimes sharing that is just the encouragement that someone needs. And then you went on and built, had a very successful corporate career. Like some people I know in this room, raise your hand if you've been, or put it in the chat, successful corporate career, managing multi-million-dollar deals with major companies. Anything you want to say about that, just to give people the framework that we're coming from?
yeah, so and you know, so again, that was at like 15 through 17, and by the time I was 30, I was taking my first company public. So started a tech company, and 4 years later, was actually taking that company public. Ended up selling that company, and what was funny is even after I did that, even after that, you still have those limiting beliefs that it was just luck. You know, it was just luck. It's never going to happen again. I didn't really, deserve that. Or, you still have that, that feeling in the back of you. And once I figured out, and that's why I'm so passionate about Think and Grow Rich. That's why I teach that every single year. Think and Grow Rich didn't help me move forward. What it did is I moved forward and I didn't know how I did it. Once I read Think and Grow Rich, and once I started understanding, oh, crap, there's a law to this. There's a reason that happened. I can do it again. I can do it again. I can do it again. And to me, again, that's why it's so, I wish I had Think and Grow Rich much sooner. But it was the gift that gave me the ability to see, okay, now I understand what happened. I can do it again. So again, that's why I teach that every single year.
And we're going to be teaming up with them, by the way, this year for DIVA Network and Think and Grow Rich Challenge. We have a lot of Think and Grow Rich coaches in here. So then what happens? So you leave corporate America, you build something big in corporate America, then you start to you read Think and Grow Rich, you get on the success path. Tell us why you started building an email list.
My coaching that I do is really more, mindset, NLP based coaching. My goal is to get someone further faster. If you want to, your first business to be here, would you rather have it in a year or would you rather have it in 10 years? Right. So that's my coaching is I want to take you from here to here as fast as possible. And, been doing that. And I grew my list only so I could sell and only so I could, serve my audience, serve the people for my courses, serve the people that I coach. That's the only reason I really started to build my list. I had built a really wonderful course, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, and nobody. I lost $20,000 in ads on Meta trying to push my, trying to sell my course. And I think I sold, I don't know, it was like $500. And I think those were friends that they weren't actually from the ads. Those were friends that bought in. And it was at that time, it's like, okay, I've got to build my own platform. I've got to have a way to have, and matter of fact, so this is part of what we're going to, and I really want you to look at this, because if there's one thing that you need to understand above everything else is this. If you master list building, you will never have to worry about chasing customers, fighting the algorithms, struggling to grow your business. A list is really everything for what you do. So if you learn to do this, and if you build it, and if you build it as a community, you never have to worry about that stuff. You really don't. You never have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, let's going.
Go ahead.
And community is something, so Sean and everybody here, everything is community here, right? Community, collaboration, communities around your tribe. So I love this, build your email list as a community. And so even if you don't build an email list, some of these things that are community oriented will help you.
Yeah, and so there's a quote in here that was from Alex Hormozy that I absolutely love, because it's true, and it's saying that it's in his book, 100 Million Leads, and he says, if you have lots of, I think having lots of leads makes it hard to be poor, and which is very true. I mean, if you have leads, it is extremely hard to be poor. I would like to actually go above that, because I think that if you have lots of engaged, raving leads, it makes it absolutely impossible to be poor. Absolutely impossible. If you have an unlimited number of people, and this is what a list really gives you. A list gives you, your list is your lot of raving fans. It's these are your warm leads. This is the secret. The way I look at it is, my company is not the products I sell. My company is my list. So everything I do is to serve my list. I can change products tomorrow. It doesn't matter. My company is my list. I die and live for my list. That is the one thing that is consistent within everything that I do is the list.
I remember when we first met, you told me that through researching and thinking of your retirement plan and the income level that you're working at a very, very high level. I don't know if you can share the level of deal that you're working, that you manage and still oversee with, or the name of the company.
Yeah, sure. So, so I still do stuff with corporate, not fully retired. So I still work with Chevron Phillips and still do things with them. But yeah, so like right now I'm in the middle of doing, we've got a huge asset that's going in. It's about a $12 billion asset that's being built, that I'm managing the IT for that entire project. So the
reason I'm telling you this, guys, when you think about the level of income that he was thinking of that he needs to replace, and that through all the data as an IT guy, he decided that an email list was his security, right? And so I want you to get that. And what I also love is we're talking $5 a day. Who could give up a Starbucks to create that level of security, right? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, and it's, so if you build a list, I learned very quickly that, again, so I've been in IT, I kind of understand a lot of these things, but if you build a list and you own that list, right? That's something that you can't be, and I think we'll get into this, but an email list can't be taken away from you. If you build a social media or social following on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, what happened a couple of weeks ago, what happens if that was permanent? There's a lot of people who solely rely on TikTok as their way of income, right? And it is it's rented space, so you don't want to be there. My only goal for social media, I don't care about followers. I don't care about, of course I care about likes, and I want to make an impact, but my only goal with social media is to get on my list. I don't try selling to my social media. I don't try. The only goal for my social media is to try getting people on my list. Everything, again, as I said, everything goes around my list. That's it. And so who is this, who is this for? So list building, now I think it can be for anything. You can literally do list building for any type, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's an online business, whether it really doesn't matter. The list will look different. The way you build your list will be different. The way you use your list will be different, but it can absolutely work for any type of business. Because again, the goal of the list is having direct access to your customers. I don't have to worry about social media algorithms. I don't have to worry about anything. It is to have the direct access to lists. So entrepreneurs and small business owners, coaches, courses, creators, experts, and then action takers committed to serving their audience. If that's you, that is what this is really built for. Is the ability to serve your audience and to help them get further and to help them solve problems for what they're going through. And so I'm just telling you this, and this is going to be completely honest, but if you are looking for, a get rich quick scheme, email list is not your thing. And it's the way I look at email list is this is a long-term play. An email list is not something that you're going to build overnight and start monetizing in a week. Now you can start monetizing a list fairly quickly, but that's not the goal of it. This is a long-term thing. This is
something I just noticed that I want to just ask about. There's a talk.
I'm sorry.
I think that was a mistake. Let's keep going.
Okay. Okay. So this is not, so again, this is a long play thing. So this is something that your runway to start monetizing on your list is really up to you. I had the luxury of not needing to actually monetize my list for literally almost a year. I did not have to monetize my list. So and again, I had the luxury of doing that. I could have monetized it much sooner, but again, that is up to you on how quickly you want to monetize your list. Those unwilling to engage and provide real value. If you're not here to provide real value to your list, to your subscribers, then it's not going to work. Again, this is all about engagement. This is all about adding value, continuous value to your list, is what it's all about. So if you're not someone who wants to continuously add value to your community, it's not something that's for you. And some of the things that we're going to go through during this 5 days is ways to easily do that. So what I don't like doing is I don't like doing something. I don't like creating content. I don't like creating things just to provide value to the list. I do all these things. That stuff organically becomes content and becomes things that I use to engage my list, to help my list. And we'll go through that because I don't want you to spend a whole bunch of time just doing stuff. You're not a list building expert. Your company is not building your list, right? That's how you use your company, but it's like, that's not your company in the sense of that's what you do. I'm not a list builder all day, and that's not what I do. So automating those types of things to keep it engaged, but you've got to be willing to provide real value to your list. And anyone not interested in ethical relationship-based marketing. And I say that with passion because one of the things, and Adora knows the story, it's like I never did any affiliates. Nobody saw my list. Nobody touched my list. I didn't promote anything outside of what I was providing the value for my list. I didn't like them. I thought it was a whole bunch of bro marketing, which a lot of them are. So a lot of people use their list as a transactional thing, and that's where they die. Because you're not going to be able to maintain, you're not going to be able to do what I do if you just sit there and use your list as a transactional thing.
I just want to pop in on this. So some of the questions of how he adds value, that's going to come soon. Laying it out, we've got him for several days. Right now is kind of the overview, but yes, back to the things that were shared in my list were secrets of success, Napoleon Hill things, events like this, where I believe people are going to get breakthroughs. How many of you have gotten some kind of breakthrough since you started with our 9? Yeah. And then the other thing, the one that I mentioned, 8,000, it was a leadership training that was transformational, kind of like landmark, and I put my own son through that. So it was something that I greatly believed would outrageously impact my audience. And so I love that you focus this way, Sean, that it's not about just this, open your jacket and what do you have for sale in there. It's about real value. And if you're not hearing it, he said it a few times, that he doesn't spend all day just creating content. He doesn't spend all day email list building. So what he's going to show us is something that once you set up the framework, which is what we're going to do this week, if you stay with us, each day we're going to take an action that by the end, you will already be bringing people into your email list, or you'll be ready to next week. Okay. Because, we take action in this place. All right, let's go ahead.
So yeah, and that leads directly into so here's what my plan is for the next 5 days of what we're going to do. So day one is just basics. So today, what I would like to do is go through just the basics of again, why an email list? Why is it so important for you to build an engaged email list the way that I do it? I'm hoping that's coming across. It's like, it is so important that you do this. This is the core of, this could be the core of so many businesses, that if you do a list this way, it could absolutely drive monthly revenue. It can literally drive your entire company, and that's what it does for me. So today is going to be about why you do that, and then we're going to go over platforms a little bit, and we're going to go over the most important thing you can do to start your list. The most important thing that you will need, or that you will want to be able to grow your list. And we're going to get into that, and then platforms. So then day two is create lead magnets. So tomorrow we're going to talk about lead magnets. What makes a good lead magnet? Again, a lead magnet, the only thing a lead magnet is, there's one thing: you want to provide enough value to your target audience in exchange for an email address, right? That's the only thing. You're not trying to solve world hunger. You're not trying to solve every one of their problems. You are trying to give them enough of a win that they're going to say, yeah, that's here's my email address. So again, that's the only purpose of a lead magnet, is to provide enough value in exchange for their email. Building landing pages, there's a way that you can build landing pages that are much more effective than others. And then how to drive organic and even ads. So I do run ads, but there's a very specific way that I run ads. I don't run ads for paid products, so there's a very specific way that I run ads. And Adora said that for the first year and a half, 2 years, I did my Starbucks ad campaign, and it was literally $5 a day. That's all I did, and I got really good at that. So at the beginning, $5 might give me 2 leads, right? Which is still $2.50 a lead. That's still not bad. And right now I'm getting, people are coming on my list for around, I don't know, 20, 30 cents per person. So even at just $5 a day, you can start building up your network and start adding the value. So that's the whole goal of it, is to build that and start adding value. And then turning your email list into a community of raving fans and buyers. How can we start to monetize the list that we built? So that's kind of the layout of the 5 days that I see. But again, I want this to be very interactive. I want people to be able to ask questions. I want people to be able to, I want this to be kind of like a hands-on workshop type thing, to where, this is what we are, to me, this is what this challenge is for.
That's right. So we got about, we have some time here with the public, and then we go into VIP with our founders and members, where they can ask more questions. So let's go ahead and drive through the basics.
Okay. Yep.
Got about 15 minutes left with the public.
Okay.
I'll jump over to VIP.
I need to hustle through there. Okay. So some of the things that it did me, again, I've been, with my list, I've been able to drive 6-figure launches, do things with Russell, with this, with the different challenges and different things with them. Tony Robbins, been on stage with, Joseph McClendon and Les Brown and stuff. All of this 100% came from me building my list. Trust me, Joseph McClendon didn't pull me on stage or didn't have me as a speaker because I was good. I assure you that he had me on his stage because I could put more butts in the seat than all of those others put together. That's why he had me on my stage. So it gave me the authority. So here's just kind of my list of kind of how I've grown my list over the years.
You don't have to talk super, super fast. I know you're okay. Let's go. I just wanted you to know the time. We're with you.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
will
so
have.
we'll get through this. So again, 2018, I had nobody on my list. That's when I really started building it, and I think I looked, and we're at like maybe 220,000 people on my email list as of a week ago or so. So it's a steady growth into it, and here's the reason why I built that. Again, I told you about that one product I did back in 2018. Spent $20,000 in ads and absolutely lost my shirt on it, sold nothing. And I call that the field of dreams marketing, which is where you build it and they will come. And if that's your marketing plan right now, let me build this perfect thing. Let me build this product, this service, this coaching, whatever it is, and people are going to come. I'm here. This is the hard love. They're not coming, right? You've got to get them, and that was one of my biggest lessons. So yeah, if you build it, they will not come. And so build your list. Okay, so I wanted to get into the most important thing that you can do to start building your list. Whether it's building your list, whether it's selling your stuff, you can use this for anything, right? Not just building your list, but you have to do it to build your list. And you really should, if you're doing any type of marketing, you really need to do this. And that is, you need to know exactly who your customer is. That is the most, I can't stress this enough. The most important thing that you can do is understand who your customer is, what their pain points are, what they need to hear from you, right? That is the most important thing.
Been doing the work on that? Have you been doing the work on that? Yes, you have. Who your customer is and the pain points for them. Sean, can we get this PowerPoint after to put with each class in?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
I'll get this out. And then I've got some free stuff for people as well. So again, this is the most important thing that you can do. Because again, if we talk about lead magnets, a lead magnet is helping someone enough, one of their pain points enough to exchange for their email address, right? So if you don't know what their pain points are, you don't know how you can help them. If you don't know what they're going through, they're not going to, your lead magnet is going to be very ineffective, right? If you're sending someone over for X, but they need Y, they're not going to sign up for your lists. That you're not solving a problem for them. So again, this is the number one thing for you can do. And one of the things I'm going to give this community, it's an AI prompt that you can put, you basically just copy and paste the AI prompt in. It'll come back and say, hey, give me a URL or copy, like if you have, a copy of what you do. And we can actually do this live. What it'll do is it'll come back and ask you for a URL. So I can give it a URL from, one of my products, and it will build a complete customer avatar and a complete buyer persona based on what specifically you have, exactly what you have, who the buyer persona is. Because again, if you built a list and you marketed and you had built your list up to 20,000 people, and all your stuff is based on, you teach golf, right? You're a golf coach, whatever, but all your people that are coming onto the list are swimmers. They're never going to buy anything from you, right? You could be building your list, but if they're not if they're not golfers, they'll never buy from you. So why build a list of just people if they're not the ones that are going to be buying from you, if they're not the ones that resonate with what you do? The most important thing is knowing exactly who your target audience is.
Let me just say, Savita, shout out to how much you are shut the front door, talk about their pain points, know who your customer is. I love when you guys participate, and it's a lot of love to our speaker, and it also helps you retain more. So anyway, keep going.
So I'm just going to show you one of these so this is the prompt that I'm going to give everyone access to. And basically, so here's the prompt. It's just a text thing. You basically can just copy this out, put it into ChatGPT, and it will ask you for that. So I just did one. So one of the things that I do is I run mastermind groups for entrepreneurs. So if I look at my mastermind group, so this is basically the page for the mastermind group, right? So this is just things from the mastermind group. This is my landing page for that. So if I go over to here, all I did was paste that script in, put it in, came back and said, great. I said, okay, here's what I wanted to go against. I wanted to go by thinking about coaching, the mastermind, right? So I just gave it, here's my URL for that particular product. And so let's talk about this for just 1 second. you can either point this to, for instance, a website of yours that might have multiple products, but the best thing to do is point it specifically to a product, because I can have two different products that have two different actual buyer personas for them, right? Even though they're kind of coaching, this will narrow in. If you don't have anything yet, you can point this to a competitor's coaching program or a competitor's website, because if you're doing this, even if you don't have a product yet, you need to start building your list. Even if you don't, build it now. You can build it with the right people. So go to your biggest competitor and say, here's exactly so in other words, my audience is a lot like Tony Robbins' audience for my mindset coaching, right? So I could put this to Tony Robbins stuff and get my buyer persona so I can start building my list with the right people, right? Most important thing. So again, put Mastermind in here. So here's what it comes back with. So here's the buyer persona. So if I look at the buyer persona table, target market, high performing entrepreneurs, small business owners and professionals, 30 to 50. Now I want you to realize that AI is going and saying, okay, based on this exact product, these are the people. AI knows a lot, right? It has data on virtually everything. So based on the specific product that I pointed to, here is the person who is most likely to buy it. This is who I need to be marketing to. This is who I need to be talking to, right? Most likely to buy it. So 30 to 50 years old, who are laser focused on growth, scaling, mindset transformation. They're hungry. So going through, background, demographics, interest, identifiers. So you've got what are their goals, their primary and secondary goals, challenges. Here's what I want you to look at is here in a second is their challenges, right? What problems are they facing? What challenges do they have? So I know. So if I'm looking to build a lead magnet for this product, right? I know here's the who I need to go after, right? Here's the people I need to market to, whether it's to build my list, whether it's to sell a product. This is the who. Down here, the pain points, the journeys, this is the how. This right here, if I can solve one of these core problems for them, right? If I can help them on one of these core problems, they will sign up for my list. They will buy that program. This is, I call this ninja marketing. It's like, this is how you, so again, I know exactly who, just on this, I know who, and I know exactly what problems that they're facing, and here's how I can help them. So I can tell you this.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, so if I went and I did a marketing campaign, $5 a day, and I targeted these people on Meta, and I came up with a lead magnet that solved one of these problems, I can guarantee you that it will be a high performing lead magnet. It will be very low cost per acquisition on a customer onto being subscribed onto my list. That's just the way it is. I'm laser focused on who I want and how I can help them. Right. So, and then it builds out a customer avatar for both male and female. So it's the same thing, but here's a male and here's a female customer avatar. Again, so on each one of these things, they're basic, here's basically who I need to go after. Here's their hobbies. Here's their, their life description, their goals, their challenges, the pain points. Here's the top 5 books. So out of my customers on the female side, these are the 5 top books that they would be reading right now. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, Daring Greatly, Lean In, Girl Wash Your Face, and Start With Why. So these are books. So again, knowing who your customer is will help you be laser focused on those.
Awesome. So I just want to take a moment. Is that our call to action today before we go into VIP and people can ask you more questions about that?
Yes.
Is you're going to give us, if you give this to Jen or JKN, she'll drop it in the school platform for us.
I can post a link in here and you guys can take it from here. Or
perfect.
Okay.
They can take it from here and she'll also put it in school. So what you're going to do is create your customer avatar based on the work that you've already done, this whole visibility challenge, right? Or if you're new to us, work that you've already done, knowing who your customer is, and then pointing it to your website or a competitor's website, because this is what's going to help you be able to do the next things that we're going to do over the next few days. It's not only going to help you that, it's going to help you with anything you do. You can now hold this avatar for social media posts, this is something you're going to want to save not just for, it gives you, and you can rerun it at different times, because when things happen, like a new president or COVID or whatever, some of the concerns can shift in that avatar's mind, and you can run it again fresh. But for a while, this will be a great base.
Yeah, and you can tie this in. I can tell you this prompt alone can save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on your marketing. If you use this and do what how we're going to do it, it's like it can save you so much money. Again, you can use this for not only your list building, you can use this for your marketing. So I have this built into other prompts. Like if I'm going to go write Dora, if I'm going to go write an email to my list based on something, I will literally run this. It'll be part of the prompt where, okay, here's the thing I'm going to write about. Here's my customer avatar, and here's the email. So the email is pinpoint on exactly what they do. So use this. So that prompt, steal it, take it, change it. You can take parts of it. It's like it's just a prompt from. And again, you can use other AIs as well. I happen to use ChatGPT the most. But yeah, this one avatar, yeah.
Awesome. So it says that we need access, and we're about to switch rooms to the VIP room only, so people can ask you questions and you can go a little deeper, whatever else you wanted to cover today. And those of you who aren't in VIP, so you're going to give everyone access. She said she clicked on that link and wasn't able to get access. If you're watching a stream somewhere and you want to get this form, then you need to join the challenge for free, and you'll get to come into our school community, and all of this will be there. And then some people got access. Okay, Abigail, thank you. And then for the rest of you that are new and would like to know more about what is the DIVA Network and how do you become a member, so that you can go into the VIP room, where we're going to spend another hour each day with Sean, really having his eyes on our process, what we're doing. We're going to get to ask questions. We're going to go a little deeper. Then stay in this room, and Jimmy will be in this room to kind of walk through that with you. Everybody else, you have it in school or via email. I went a little high pitch there. The link to go over to VIP. So we're going to go ahead and shut this room, or we're going to leave this room, the VIP and the founders, and go be with Sean for the rest of this. All right. Everything good? They're saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Sean, you have the next link, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. We'll see you